Hello, what's going on, everybody? I'm the Timmeister. I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to City Skylines Let's Play, episode number 16 of Dunswell. In this episode, what I would like to do is reconfigure a little bit what we've built in the last episode. And I want to place down a factory, or not a factory, a refinery, which is a factory, I guess. And sort of take the time to beautify this whole area. Because in my opinion, right now, it kind of looks like a scattered mess. Last episode, I kind of rushed through the development of this refinery, so we just kind of plowed through all the different levels to unlock the buildings. And now we have everything unlocked, so I'm gonna make a real nice refinery. And I think the location that I chosen for it is right here in between the highway and this main road here. And I think we have enough room to create something really nice. But before we get into anything, there is a problem that we have to address, and this is this fire here. We don't want big fires to be happening too much around the industrial area because it's already flammable as it is. I think there might have been a fire over here at some point too, it looks like. Or that might just be the pollution. Yeah, I think it's just the pollution. But anyways, I've noticed a series of fires around town, and that's not really the best case scenario. So to mitigate fires, what I can do is place down some fire watch towers, but I noticed also I unlocked the fire helicopter depot, so this is probably a really good addition to have. So let me go ahead and place one of these down. Yeah, I guess right there is probably a pretty decent spot. I mean, it's right smack dab in the middle of the industrial zone, so we have a good range. And then I should probably place down some fire watch towers, which I don't think need to be near roads. Doesn't look like they do. And I already placed one down over here, and I dotted a couple around town off camera. And I have one right in the middle here, so I think we're good for coverage. Coverage was a little bit low. Actually, I should maybe place one over here too. I'll place one down for now. But this one might get moved, because what I have planned for a future episode is I want to build a nuclear power plant over here. And not just any nuclear power plant. I don't want to place down a power plant and then call it a day. I want to make like a whole thing around it. It's going to look pretty cool. Alright, so now that we have that all set up, I guess the next part is to lay down this rail track here and, you know, set it up to where it's going to be functional. So the first thing I'm going to do is get all of these buildings out of the way. All of these pumps, they're not really necessary anyway. We're just producing way too much oil at the moment. And now the next thing that I'd have to do is maybe push these buildings out of the way. I might scooch them over. Maybe just over here for now. This is temporary. So I'm just gonna throw everything over here, just make sure that there's nothing in the way for when we lay down the railroad tracks, and I'll move them back once we're properly all set up. Oh geez, I think, uh-oh, shouldn't destroy those power lines. There, and I don't know if these lines will be in the way. Alright, so I'm going to move everything over here, and there we go. We're free to get started now. Alright, so now I have to plan this out a little bit. I might need your guys' help. It's too bad that this isn't a live stream and I can get some live feedback for you guys. That would be a good idea. I have to start live streaming at some point. Should I have another cargo terminal over here? Because will trucks or will oil be exported by train? That is my question. I don't know if oil refineries or any oil production will be exported by train. I can maybe try it. It might be a good idea to have a train station over here. Maybe have like a big hub. You can have a cargo hub over here, because initially I was going to place one down over here and make this sort of the main hub for the city, but it probably wouldn't hurt to have a second one over here. I'm gonna do that. That's what's gonna happen in this episode. Let's have a cargo hub that will be solely for servicing the refinery. So first thing, what I must do is run this rail line and it's gonna go under this road here. So let's flatten out this terrain. And then we'll pop this out on the other side. Ooh, I gotta be very careful not to go too close to the water, because that would be bad. We don't want this whole area flooding, do we? And then I can raise this up to the bridge. Alright, and then I'll have this curve under this bridge. I'm gonna have to enable anarchy. Oops. I'll raise this to ground level. So how does that look? I'm gonna have to play around with the slopes a little bit to make it more smooth. I don't think that's too much of a sharp turn. That's not too bad. And I think what I'll do is maybe I'll come up to like here. I'll run this track parallel until about here, and then I'll merge these two tracks together. Kind of like that. And then I'll bring this to the same level as this. And then you're probably guessing what's going to happen, and from this point on, this track will go towards the left. There, and then that will go off that way. Okay, so I'm gonna have to like rearrange all of this too. Maybe not all of it, but part of it for sure. So now let's go into here, and we'll have a cargo hub just like this. Oh yeah, and this is something that's always bugged me. The fact that this rail line here is right on the edge of the pier, which, I mean, it really should be. But then what do you do with this? Like, you have to have like a bridge that goes off to the shore. I don't know, this has always been kind of weird. So what I do to work around that is I'm just gonna flatten the terrain around the port. Kind of like this. And if I go into my rail, I can make sure that this is at ground level, and I can just run this across like that. Oh, and I should probably raise it a little bit. That's kind of dipping into the water, so I'll bring this rail up to here. Oof. Nope, we don't want that. We don't want this to become sunken at that point. I have to raise this to 0 meters and then curve it to join up with this section of rail, and then connect this all up together. And then I'll slope this all together. So I'll just select this node, this one, this one, this one, this one. And where is the slope objects? There, that looks pretty good. I feel like this is a little risky though, because the water's here. If ever there's a big wave that comes in, it's gonna go right down this tunnel here. So I think I might have to place down some seawalls. Now this is kind of aesthetic. It won't have any bearing on the functionality of this. But that's just, you know, a little touch of realism, I guess. And then we'll join this up. I don't know how well I can make this look. I guess I can run the train tracks kind of under the seawall. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think this'll work? To object height. Everything should be to this height, I guess. Oh yeah, but the track goes down a bit, so I'll just readjust this. Oh, I set everything to the same level and it didn't really work out. Or maybe it's the track that's like going down or something. I don't know, it's a little wonky, guys. As you can see, it's a little bit of a struggle. But I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. Alright, then I'll have this road come out like this. And it'll take the place of this dirt road. Bam! Just like that. Oh yeah, wasn't there a way... I forgot what you guys told me. I'll have to check my comments again. Because you guys told me how I could modify the road that's connected here. There was another mod to do it, but I think somebody said you could do this with Move It. But I forget how. I don't know if you can do that with Move It, can you? I don't know. I'll read up on the comments that you guys posted on my last episode, or what was it, like 2 episodes ago, I think. But yeah, I'll figure out how to change that. I might want to change that into a one-way and then have this going around as a loop, because the way I have it right now, it's just going to become a big bottleneck. I know for a fact that's going to be a mess if I just leave it as it is. So we'll have to change that at some point. So the next step is I want to place down the refinery, because that's kind of the main building and everything's going to have to be built around that. So maybe I shouldn't have moved everything over here, because this is exactly where the refinery is going to go. So I'm just going to throw everything on the other side of the road here, just for now. Kind of like that. And let's go ahead and place down our factory. And this is probably going to be super expensive, I bet. How much is it? 175K. Well, not bad when we have 5 million in the bank. All right, so this is what I want to do. This road I'll have going straight through like this. I'll place the refinery. Wait, before I do that, let's see what else we have. We have some of these buildings which are decently large. Most of them are pretty tiny though, which is kind of surprising. All right, I'll place a refinery like right here. And then actually, this should be an industrial road. And then from here, I'll have this road kind of going out like this. All right, and then Oh, look at that. This building fits perfectly in like this. But it fits here too. It might look better here, just because there's no roads in between. What is this building anyway? Oh yeah, the naphtha cracker. And this is used to create plastics. So I think I might preemptively place down a few of these. They produce 8,000 units per week. Just because in the future we're gonna have a lot of factories that require plastics. And I wanna be set up for that. I'll place 2 naphtha crackers down. Then we have a waste refining plant, which is super tiny. And then next we have a petrochemical plant, which is also quite small. Man, I wish the other buildings would be like roughly the same size as a refinery. I mean, I know that might be a little extreme, but it would be cool. It would make for some super massive refining areas. All right, so I have a couple of these already. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and place 2 of everything. Just because, you know, we're already producing a ton of oil. Now I want some pyrolysis plants. One here. One here. Maybe one over there. Oh yeah, that's right. We have the drilling platform as well. We're definitely going to want to place one of those. Okay, now let's start moving some buildings. So I have a few of some crude oil storage caverns. So I might move the... Oh shoot, they just don't fit. Shoot, I should have put these buildings 1 notch over, but that's okay. I'm gonna move these 2 storage buildings over here. And then we have our maintenance building, which, where would this fit? Would this fit? Oh yeah, look at that. This fits perfectly. I'm gonna place that there. We'll have our main building. Doesn't really matter. Here, I'm gonna move this drilling platform across the street. I'll put this office building here, the main building, and now we got to place down some storage, which I think these storage buildings are okay out here. Definitely got to move the barracks. I think I'm just going to put them along the main road right beside the main office. A little something like that. And then for the storage containers, I think I might just leave these here and place some more of them over here. So some big, massive ones. Hold on. Just gonna move these 2 buildings, remove this road. And then I'm gonna run it right across like this. And then can we fit these storage containers? Yes, we can. We can't fit a big one, but we can fit some smaller ones. Which is perfect. And some oil industry storage. Let's place a warehouse. There we are, and then I'll move these over back to where they kind of were before. Yeah, I think they're fine. Man, this is gonna get busy. I can already see it. Like this area is gonna get overcrowded for a little bit until these storage containers get filled. And then after that, I think things are gonna calm down in this spot. But that already looks pretty cool. Looks not too bad, eh? And you know what? I have all of this empty space. What kind of factories do we have that we can place down that would take advantage of the products that we're creating? So we have a household plastic factory. Yeah. How about we have one of those? Let's do it. All right. Now, I'm going to modify this a bit. I'm going to move this over. I'm going to move these two buildings over just a little bit. I'm going to change this into a 4-lane road. And then I'll tee this off going this way. And then we'll have our factory over here. So what does this factory need? It takes, I think that's oil, and then plastics, and oh wait a minute, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I swear it's been a long day, guys. So I think this, yeah, it just needs oil and plastic. Vec Vinyl Household Plastics are renowned for their durability and practical design. The household plastic factory requires petroleum and plastic special goods for the manufacturing of household plastic products. Unique factories can be placed outside industrial area. All right, well, let's do it. Let's place this factory down. I'm gonna place it down right about here, and then we're gonna want to place down some storage buildings along it. Just so we can store the products that it creates. Oh. Oh, I did it again. All right, there. And that'll just wrap around like that. You can never have enough storage. All right, so now that we have this factory, we're gonna want to store, no, I'll just keep this at balanced. Let's do unique factory products. And in here we'll do fill, no, I guess balance. We'll keep everything at balanced. We'll fill this up with petroleum, and then we'll fill this up with plastics. And then of course, all of these buildings are filled with oil anyway. And what should we do with these buildings? Actually, hold on, what? So this building creates plastics. These buildings create petroleum. I'm gonna have to see just how much, instead of randomly plopping things down, let's figure out how much of everything we're gonna need. So we need sledge pyrolysis plants. These create 4,000 units per week each. I have 2 of them, and I think I have a couple of over in the other side of the map. And if I look at this, does it say how much production rate? 100%? No, it doesn't really say how much oil or how much plastics this is gonna need. Or does it say, let's say here, production rate 3,200. The factory doesn't mention how much plastics or how much whatever it needs, petroleum. Anyway, I guess we'll just kind of play it by ear. We'll figure out how much of everything this factory needs. All right, well, this leaves a few little filler holes, so I suppose I can maybe just fill this in with generic industries, but actually, hold on. Hold on. Let's create a proper industry zone. Then we'll go into industrial specializations, and we'll change this zone into oil industry. So any kind of filler industry that we place down will grow in a sort of oil theme, which ideally is what we want. I'm going to remove some trees. We don't typically want too many trees within an oil refinery. It's probably a big fire hazard, I would guess. And I guess these little bushes are okay. All right, well, let's hit play. And oh, geez, nope, not yet, actually. I gotta fix up this area, too. Although this area isn't too bad. I mean, it's fully functional. I might fix up these roads first. And of course, I'm not going to be able to connect this up. So what I'll do instead is this. There we are, and let's take a look at our power grid. Here, let me just connect this up. I'll have a large oil pump, and that'll connect all of this up power-wise, and then all I have to do is run some power lines along this road, and then we'll end them right here. So then I can remove all of these random power lines that are just kind of scattered all over the place. And there we go. That should look a little bit better. Oh yeah, and I have to do this too. So some of you guys have mentioned that I need to account for lane mathematics, which I haven't done in this case. I think I'm doing this right. I have checked out a few of Biffa's videos in the past, and I know, you know, he's kind of the expert on traffic management, but I think if I do this, it would make sense. Because then, you know, you want a greater number of lanes within the circle than the number of lanes that are coming into the circle. And then because these are 4-lane highways, it kind of makes sense to split them off 2 and 2. So I think this makes sense. But I'm gonna have to reconfigure my connections here because I don't want people turning left after taking this exit. That would not be good. And then, oh, okay, it looks like I'll have to do a little something like this. There. I think that should be okay. All right, well, everything's connected up. Everybody has water, everybody has power. Let's hit play and see how this goes. Oh, wait a minute, why doesn't... Okay, I guess not everybody has water. Oops. Oh yeah, and these buildings. I'm gonna want to move those over just so they're among the general populace of all the rest of the stuff. Oh geez, I guess we're having a minor flood. Can't build on water. So I'll place this warehouse down here, and then this storage container right about there. And then I'm gonna remove this one and place a big one, just so we have like two. There, looks a little bit more dynamic. All right, now let's see how this is operating. I'm gonna have to do something with these storage buildings, but if I check this, we're gonna have no shortage of petroleum and plastics for sure. I think we'll be okay. If I notice we're running low on plastics or whatever the case is, then I can just ramp up production by placing some more buildings. But yeah. Things are going good so far. Maybe this wasn't the best idea because, you know, we have two intersections that are super close to one another. Might not be too bad. I can maybe at least remove this traffic light just to keep traffic flowing. And then I'm curious if this is going to be functional at all. Yeah, I'll have to let this play out a little bit. Here, let's do unique factory products in this storage unit, and then the same thing. Unique factory products. There we are. Oh, we have a little bit of a crime issue. This would be an appropriate place for all the other services that we have around town, honestly. So I'm gonna place down a police station. A clinic as well would be quite useful in a highly dangerous area like this. And a fire station. I don't know if this, if like the helicopter station really accounts for fire protection. I wouldn't think so. I'm just gonna place down a fire station. Yeah, right here, right along the main road. Yeah, okay. All right, oh, awesome. The port is functional. Look at that, that's beautiful. All right, I think I know what's gonna have to happen here, guys. This is already turning into a little bit of a fustercluck. I'm gonna connect. I'm gonna make a branch from this highway and go connect to this port, so it'll at least provide like a sort of loop around. Not sure how effective it's gonna be, but I think it's necessary because trucks turning around in rows like this is not really ideal. All right, so let's do that. Oh my God, this is crazy. All right, I'm gonna pause the game. Let's do this. A little something like that, and then I'll bring this side over. I'll have to move it in a little bit. Actually, you know what? That doesn't look half bad. It creates a space between these two lanes. At least a truck can like maybe fit between them, but I might readjust this though. Okay. There, so everything just looks a bit more parallel. That actually looks not too bad. Let's hit play. Let's see how this plays out. Because then instead of the traffic turning around, hopefully they'll just... Any traffic that wants to hit the highway as soon as possible, they can just take this road. Seems to be doing all right, but I think I can further improve this by removing these chunks of roads, converting these into highways. Kind of like that, and then do the same thing on this side. Ooh, this might be a little tight. Oh no, it works out. There. So I think our lane mathematics work out, and this made the roundabout look a lot better as well. It'll hopefully make it a bit more efficient as well. Let's try this out. Here, I'm gonna have to play around with my connections again. So I can do this here. These lanes will go that way. These two lanes will go this way. And these lanes will go straight with no option of turning around. Okay, I'm gonna remove the traffic light here because that's not a good idea. And there you have it. I think that'll do. Okay. So this seems to be functioning okay for the port. Now, I know that maybe I should have made this a 4-lane road the whole way through. I can still do that. No, I can't. It'll need a lot of rejigging for that to work. I'm just gonna put this building to fill, because once it's full, then trucks will stop going to it. Yeah. This might become a little bit of a fustercluck. But anyways, I think I'm gonna leave this as is. Oh, these are nice. This generic industry, I like that they have smokestacks as well. It kind of blends in with the refinery. Makes it look nice. Here, I actually have a little bit more room over here to place some more buildings. This is actually looking really cool. Well, I think I'm pretty happy with this so far, guys. It's definitely an upgrade to compared to what it was before. So I think I'm gonna end this episode like this. Next episode, see, we got a lot of stuff going on. We got a lot of stuff to work on. One of which is we got to finish the port area over here, which is not super essential. I think what might be more essential at this point would be power. Our electricity availability is kind of dwindling down, and I'd like to place down that nuclear power plant over here on the eastern tip of Industry Island. I think I might do that next episode, and then it would complete this entire section. And while I'm explaining what's going on in the near future, I might as well take the time to explain what may happen to this mountain. So this mountain is kind of useless in its current form. You can see it's massive. There's nothing really we can build here. And I want to keep up with the trend, or not really with the trend, but I want to keep up with, you know, just all of the city's industry being in one spot. And another thing too, if I check my resources, you can see this island is filled with ore. But you can't really place any ore buildings on such an incline. It would be totally weird. So what I think I may do is flatten out this entire mountain and make a big quarry instead. So just kind of invert the mountain, and then I can really play around with you know, how this would look. So I really think a quarry would look super cool here, and it would complete the entire Industry Island. You know, we got agriculture, we'll have some ore. We can maybe just shove some forestry off in the corner or something, and then we have our oil production. So I think I may do that. Not next episode. We'll get into some ore factories and stuff later on. But I would definitely like to continue on a little bit east and then finish up this area. We have a ton of room here too. Who knows? We might be able to place down some more factories as well. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like, leave a comment. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And until the next episode, take care, everyone.